Hi, we're Beautiful World, celebrating the music of Take That.
This is Paul from Market Square Heroes. Welcome to Bootleg Ball with Beautiful World.
Hello.
Another Take That band?
Yeah.
Are we not on a saturated market of Take That tributes?
Potentially. It depends whether you've got a unique selling point.
Have you?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
So, are you a tribute band? Are you a covers band?
We are a tribute to the music of Take That.
Go on.
So we don't pretend to be them. There's no Gary, there's no Mark, there's no Robbie. Who's the others?
Howard,
Jason. We just kind of take their music and we celebrate their music, and it's all split three ways. We're ourselves and we just have a good time playing some great tunes and having a good laugh, don't we?
Yeah, but we keep the choreography to the Take That choreography, so all the routines are as Take That would have done the routines. Our costumes in our photographs and videos, we try to adhere to what they would do, but as far as being on stages, that we're just ourselves celebrating their music.
But there are three of you. Were there ever four?
There were
five?
four.
Yeah.
There were never five. There were four. There were four of us for a long time, and then our fourth guy, just the touring lifestyle. He had a young family, wasn't sort of right for him, so we just chose to stay as a three when he left. So rather than bring someone else in, we've all known each other years. We're all old friends, so it was more fun for us to stick with ourselves rather than bring an unknown guy in just to fill the numbers.
So, were you all as younger people? Did you jump around your bedroom trying to be?
I don't think we can really pigeonhole ourselves into calling
Wayne was
ourselves
a total
that. I
thatter.
do believe. I think if you're a thatter, you are like hardcore.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we weren't that.
I don't think. Well,
No,
I certainly
I
wasn't.
wasn't.
I can't speak for these.
I think you danced around with a hairbrush
Do you think?
I can imagine.
to do what you like.
Do what you like.
I
yeah.
can see it. I can see a 14-year-old Wayne doing that.
Possibly.
Yeah. I've always
Well, I
liked their
don't-
music.
yeah.
Their music's always been something that I've listened to, something that I like, and you hear it and you go, oh, that's a great tune, but I wouldn't say that I would go as far as to say that I'm a thatter.
Yeah. When we do our shows, you get a lot of people that actually say, you know, we know every single song.
Yeah.
You know, they might not be fans of Take That, but they know every single song. And I think also from when they came back as a four-piece in 2006, I think the music got better. You know, it was written with four people in mind.
kind of
and
reinvented
harmonies.
it,
Yeah.
sure.
And I think the music then, you know, we do a lot of 90s stuff as well because in our shows, and I think the nostalgia and for a bit of trying to throw your hip out every now and again, trying to do some dancing, but it really works as a sort of a tongue-in-cheek nod to Take That of the 90s, but the music part of Take That is all obviously further on.
Especially vocally, the harmonies are so much more complex now.
Yeah.
Stuff like The Flood and Rule the World is quite a difficult sing, and it's great to be able to do that.
I used to be able to do the routine for Prey, and I had to go the other day. I felt something snap. So you carry on.
So we're safe. You're not you're not a threat to us.
It's never coming out. Not again. When they took a break, were you a Gary fan or were you a Robbie fan?
I would probably say I was a Gary fan.
Yeah, I would go more. I like Robbie's solo stuff, but I would probably say I preferred listening to Gary's stuff. But I liked watching Robbie because he's a performer, he's a showman.
Yeah.
So I loved his kind of stage presence and what he did as a performer. But when it came to music, musicality and sound and all that kind of thing, then Gary would definitely be.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Especially with the performance side of it. I think because Robbie was the bad boy of Take That, and I think being a good guy myself, I followed the good guy route, and I kind of liked. I kind of liked Gary because nobody wanted Take That to end. Well,
Well, you did because you were a
But,
thatter.
and so you're watching him, you kind of, he was the part of Take That kept going, and his music was pretty much Take That anyway. But when sort of the Progress tour, when Robbie was involved, that showman part of it, and he flew out of the wall.
Of course, yeah.
And you're like, well, why aren't the other four flying out of the wall? Do you know what I mean? And you can see that part of it. But I digress onto your question. Yes, I'm a Gary fan.
See, I can sit on the fence here.
You can.
Mark Owen released an album called Green Man, Green Day.
Green Man.
Green Man. It sold 1 copy. I bought
Did
that.
you buy it?
I bought that.
Innocent
I
Child
know,
was
I
a good
know.
song.
I didn't love that, but when after he did Big Brother, he came back out with a song called 4 Minute Warning that
Yes.
was just brilliant. Real sort of guitar-y, but it was a great.
I did
that
like
was a
Innocent
great
Child
song.
though. I did like
Yeah,
that.
but
that
Clementine
song.
was better.
See, I stopped at Innocent Child.
You've taken it too far.
The problem here we stopped at Innocent Child. That's half the
It's a
problem. This weekend, Bootleg Ball. What tracks do you play? What do people like to hear?
They do like nostalgia, don't they?
Yeah,
They do like
yeah.
90s. They like to hear old tape, that stuff.
They do.
Yeah, they want back for good. They want everything changes. Relight My Fire, all that sort of stuff.
You've
But we'll
got
put
to-
some new stuff in as well because
Yeah.
you've still got to make it a rounded show. If it's a 90s weekend,
Yep.
then you could hit them all with 90s. But because it's a Bootleg Ball, we'll do their new
favourites,
one
yeah.
just to sort of cover a few of all bases, you know.
So do you play gigs away from Butlins?
Oh yeah, mainly.
So I could hear a B-side if I wanted to come to a gig away from Butlins, away from the nostalgia.
Yeah, we do some theatre shows, and if we do a theatre show, we would do two, like a 2-act, 1 hour each half, so that you'd hear a little bit of everything. And most of our work is on cruise ships now.
Okay.
And when we're on there, we do 2 nights. So we do
Oh, right.
2 shows. So it's effectively your 2 acts that you would do in a theatre show, but you do one on one night and one on another. So not so much B-sides, but a couple of album tracks that we do. We bust out Beautiful World because that's the name of the group.
Yeah.
So it gets you to allows you to be a little cleverer because they're there to watch what you're going to do rather than just it. Whereas at these things, they just want to sing along and party along with you, so you can't be too clever. Whereas if you've got the scope to do 2 nights, then you can talk to them and tell them why you're doing this, and people are there listening to
Yeah,
what you.
I think especially when we're on ships, I think we give them a story.
Yeah.
Okay.
We give them facts in between each song and just sort of let them know, this one was
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
year
it's
and
kind
stuff.
of more of a production show in a sense that whereas Butlins is more like we said, a party scene.
Yeah.
Everyone's here to hear the favourite songs. They want to dance. They want to have a good time. And on ships, we just find that you get more listeners, and they appreciate the harmonies. They appreciate the choreography, and they're watching it more as a theatre audience. So therefore, we give them more dialogue. We give them more chat, being ourselves on stage completely, and we give them, like Wayne said, we give them facts. We talk about ourselves on stage,
Yep.
so they know straight away we're not trying to be them. So it breaks the ice because that's the first question.
Yeah.
If you don't tell
Which
them
one's
straight
Gary?
away,
Yeah, well, yeah.
oh, you
Every
get
pound
them,
for that,
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of a not, I wouldn't say sit down because they will get up and dance as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the thing. It's such a varied clientele on ships. So sometimes you can go on and they'll all be dancing, and sometimes they'll literally just be sat there watching. So you've got to adapt your show to accommodate for.
Yeah.
Just going back to that original question, the fact that you're not a tribute as such, how did you come to that decision of not copying, of not becoming a tribute?
It just never was on the cards. It was we were all equal singers, so there was never going to be one lead to the group. It was always going to be a split show. It was always almost a production show, wasn't it? Which has evolved over the years to become what it is now.
Right, okay.
But it's so when a new song comes out, it's like who wants to sing it, and where's it going to go in the show, and who's sung what around it. You know what I mean? Or what song naturally lends to Darren's voice, or to Wayne. Do you see what I mean? So it's never about, well, Gary sings that. It's always about who's the best person to sing and who wants to. Like, if we don't want to learn it, then Wayne will sing it on our heads,
You can learn the
and we'll do the backing because it's nice and easy.
And we're very much, obviously, because there's 3 of us, it's very much easy to put an own spin on some of the songs as well by splitting it up 3 ways, 3-way harmonies. So constantly, 3 of us are pretty much singing most of the time. Whereas, as I say, it's always Gary with 2 backing singers now, or whatever it is. So we kind of mix it up so much. And I think we got Beautiful World started in 2010, and it just has never been a Gary, Mark, Howard, Jason situation. It's just been 4 people, and we don't look like them. So to go out and say, oh yeah, hi, I'm Gary, I'm Mark, well, clearly you're not.
Yeah.
You don't look like them. We certainly don't have Manchester accents. And it's like,
it's laziness. We don't want to try and change
Talk like
ourselves
them as well.
or talk like them.
And
So
you know
this
what?
way we can just be ourselves.
as
and
we've
have more
said,
fun.
like, people just want to hear the music. They just want to dance. I don't think that they need to for us to impersonate it.
It's quite interesting. Going back to what you were saying just now, we were stood watching Queen last night, and everybody knows a Queen song. Like everybody knows there's an ABBA later on. Everybody knows an ABBA song, and I don't think take that are far out from being an episode. Everybody knows a Take That song.
Yeah.
Right? And most of the audience surely know Never Forget.
Yes. Yeah.
Even if you can just join in with the action.
There's very few that we do that people don't. You know, people can come out of our shows, especially on the ships. An older clientele might be like, I didn't know any Take That songs, but I loved your show and I knew so much. It's a Radio 2 staple now, isn't it, Take That? So, you know, you just, it's surprising when you start to hear them, even stuff that we don't do very often, stuff like Love Ain't Here Anymore or Babe, or stuff that you pull out and they'll go, oh God, you feel the audience go, oh, I remember this, you know what I mean? And it's so, I think they're there.
Yeah, we're spanning sort of 3 generations at least.
30 years. 30 years.
So, you know, those grandmothers that you know, that took their daughters, and now those daughters are taking their daughters or sons, or you know, to see the shows, and it's spanning 3
That was
generations.
the question. So do people originally throw their bras at you, and do they throw spanks at you now?
We've had the odd Bible, haven't we?
No, we've had the
During
odd
prayer.
Bible.
We've had the Bible in prayer.
Very good, very good.
But we've not had anything thrown at us.
No, we're pretty good.
No.
Do you, we
Maybe
generally
today
throw
is the
back
day.
Generally, it's generally these kind of crowds, these venues. There might be the odd inflatable that comes heading our way, but nothing dangerous. Nothing.
What do people want to hear as an encore?
Rule the world will never forget.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
Because we do, like we said on ships, we do one show one night and another the other, and after, because we don't give too much away in our first show,
Right.
the first thing they say when they come out is, you never did Rule the World, you never did Never Forget. So they're the ones that they're always going, so they have to come back then and see our second show, because we know they're the ones that they're all going to want to.
And we've changed over the years. We've changed, and you can't mess around with the set list too much, because you can't end any bigger than Never Forget. You know, you just can't get any bigger than that for us. So you know, you've got to end that one.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
got to end it.
Do you play the garden?
We don't.
Oh,
I know. We don't. We'd love to. There's a couple that we'd love to, but again, you can't be too self-indulgent. One that always surprised us that never seems to work very well is Sure, which was a number 1, and you do it, and people kind of go, you know, at the end, and you go, it was a number 1, and we love it. It's just, that's one that we kind of,
one of my favourites.
you know, that's one of the ones that we kick to the curb every now and again.
There's also a lot of time restrictions as well on venues that we go, and you know, generally most people want a 45-minute show or an hour, and that's great because we can do that. But it's when they want, you know, they want 2 45s, and then there's something else going on after, and then you get this hour or 45-minute of music, and you're like, well, we should put that in. Well, what do we take out? You know, well, we can't take that out. But then we're going to 50 minutes, or we're going to an hour and 15. You're like, no, we can't. So sometimes that does sort of like
govern the set list,
govern what we do, and you know, there are so many other songs out there that, you know, that we don't do, like Cry from Sigma and Take That. You know, I'd love to do that, but we don't have the time to do it. You know, because it just the set gets longer and longer and longer.
We're careful with new stuff as well. You know, if a new song comes out, we've got to know that people are going to know it and like it and continue to like it in a couple of years' time, for it to be part of the show. Because our show's really set up to sort of go on a journey. Sounds a bit too pretentious with a Take That show, but you know, you want it to start and lead up and keep building. And if you put stuff in that people don't know, or people are not going to like, I'd love to do the garden, but if you get moments like that, you've not only got to lose something else, but people have got to keep going with you all the time. And if people start losing interest in a place like Butlins, people will go to the bar and you'll lose them. And in a place like a ship, they'll go to another venue because there's something else on there. So you've got to keep people interested the whole time, you know. So it's
We love to sort of grab hold, and we love to keep them there. So, you know, just
we want people to go, we love this song, what's the next song? We want them to be excited about what we're going to sing next, you know. So that's what we try and do with our set lists when we're putting them together, is make it build, just give them a taste of it so they want to hear what's next. That's what we try.
We've sat here, we've talked about what you do. Where can people come and find you? Bit chance for self-promotion.
Well done.
Actually,
well
we've
done.
got quite a
Congratulations.
few things going on this year. So most of our work this year is on P&O cruises, which it has been for the last 4 years. So book a cruise if you want to go somewhere nice. We've got Park Holiday Tour coming up this year as well. We've got 10 dates with Park Holidays. Some Butlins going on. Something else slipping my mind.
Next week we're in Hawley.
Yes,
You can
we
get
are.
all our details on our website, which is www.beautiful-world.co.uk. Also on Facebook, Beautiful World, celebration of the music of Take That. All our dates are all over the place.
Absolutely, just contact us. We're the only three. We're not managed. It's our baby. So when you contact us, you contact us. So and that's the same for Facebook and stuff as
Yeah.
well. It's always us three. So even though we post back or email back as Beautiful World, it's one of us three. So
Yeah.
there's no third party as such. So it's always us.
Brilliant. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Okay.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
brilliant.
Thank you very much for the
Thank
interview.
you.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Go and get ready now.
Yeah.
This has been
Go
Paul
do it.
from Market Square Heroes. Pull up a chair with Beautiful World. We'll see you on the road.